So, the Liberal Democrats have released their manifesto. The problem is that it's 100 pages long and only 27% of people read parties' manifestos. So let me save you some time and I'll run you through the key policies in the Lib Dems 2017 manifesto. Probably the most important part of the Lib Dems manifesto is their Brexit plans. The Lib Dems promise that they will have another vote on the result of Brexit. Once a deal has been negotiated, they will allow the public to vote on if they support the deal. This vote will allow for people to vote no on the deal and choose to remain in the EU. They also want to remain a member of the Single Market and Customs Union, as well as allowing free movement of EU citizens. They want to legalise cannabis, which they say could raise £1 billion from taxes placed on it. They also say that legalising cannabis will save money which is currently spent on weed-related police enforcement. They will raise corporation tax back to its old rate of 20%. The Lib Dems also want to increase income tax by 1 penny for every pound earned. According to them, this will raise £6 billion, which will be spent directly on the NHS. They will also get rid of the married couple's tax allowance, which allows you to transfer some of your personal tax allowance with your spouse. They also want to lower the amount at which inheritance tax kicks in. They've also committed to maintaining spending on global aid at 0.7% of GDP. The Lib Dems have no plans in their manifesto to reduce the number of people entering the UK. Instead, they want to make a positive case for immigration and work towards reducing hate crimes against immigrants. They want to offer a safe and legal route into the UK for refugees, which includes plans to increase the number of people entering under the Syrian Vulnerable Persons Resettlement Scheme, allowing 50,000 refugees to enter the UK from Syria during the next Parliament. The Lib Dems have committed to spending an additional £7 billion on education, which will reverse all cuts to frontline school and college budgets already made. They will also remove the 1% cap on teachers' pay rises, as well as ensuring that all teachers get 25 hours of genuinely high quality professional development a year. Additionally, they want to scrap the expansion of grammar schools, and at university level, they want to reinstate maintenance grants for the poorer students. They also want to bring back bursaries for student nurses and offer engineering graduates £10,000 to join the armed forces. The Lib Dems have committed to spending an additional £6 billion on the NHS. They'll do this by using the money raised from the increased income tax. Eventually they want to replace this with a dedicated tax that goes directly into funding the NHS. They also want to transform mental health care in the NHS to ensure that waiting times are in line with those who require physical health care. The Lib Dems also want to guarantee the rights of all NHS and social care staff who are EU citizens to remain in the UK. As well as this, they want to put an end to the pay freeze on NHS staff. The Lib Dems want to start a housing investment bank, which will generate funds to build new homes. They believe that this will lead to the building of 300,000 new homes every year. They also want to introduce a rent-to-own scheme, which allows rent payments to accumulate like a mortgage. This would mean after 30 years, tenants would end up owning their own house. In addition to this, they plan to spend £2 billion on flood defences to protect homes. They will also bring back housing benefits for the under-21s. The Liberal Democrats pledged to spending 2% of GDP on defence. They also want to strengthen the armed forces by filling in critical skills shortages, which they will do by recruiting STEM graduates. The Lib Dems also commit to expanding the UK's work on cyber warfare, recognising it as a major element of warfare in the modern age. They do commit to maintaining a minimum nuclear deterrent, however they propose new plans instead of the existing Trident programme. The Lib Dems do want to keep the triple lock on pensions, and they will also increase paid paternity leave offered by a month. They commit to offering bus passes to people aged 16 to 21, which will get them discounted tickets. And they will also scrap the Investigatory Powers Act, also known as the Snoopers Charter, which among other things requires all web and phone companies to store everyone's browsing data for at least 12 months and offer this data to the police and official agencies. The Liberal Democrats want to generate 60% of electricity from renewable sources by 2030. They will also ban the sale of new diesel cars by 2025. The Lib Dems also want to introduce a new air quality plan, which will reduce air pollution in the UK. They say that this could prevent 40,000 deaths a year. The Lib Dems commit to introducing a democratically elected upper chamber instead of the unelected House of Lords. They also want to introduce a new proportional voting system, as well as extending the right to vote to 16-year-olds. They also want to give more powers to Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland to make their own laws. We're going to be releasing more videos in the coming days to break down the specifics of these policies, so make sure you like this page to stay on top of this and any other developments in the election.